The second lesson that I learned from my Dada is interest. Interest in about everything and everybody in life, all of it. He was interested in places, he was interested in people, and he was interested in food, all aspects of life. And I'm serious about that. I kind of noticed it from the time I was a little girl. I always used to wonder how come he has friends from all different parts of the world. We had people visiting us all the time. We had impromptu dinners that my mother had to be prepared for. And he was chatty. He was always about being enthralled by people. And his conversations reflected that. His relationships reflected that. He always wanted to know the other person's story, where they came from, their life experience, their wisdom, how they went about doing things. He was not just curious, he was interested. He really wanted to know what your soul wanted to say. He loved listening as much as he did love storytelling. There was a lot of laughter around him, the giggle that I can still hear. There were lots of people who came by to pay their last respects to his mortal remains when we had the viewing for him. And all of them came and shared such beautiful stories and what they remembered of him. And the underlying theme was that how they made him into this superhero that only I thought that he was to me. And that superhero had done a lot of things for so many people that even we as his family did not know. He had paid for the education of so many. He had paid for eye surgeries for people who did not have any. We didn't even know these people, but they all came to say goodbye. And my heart hurt because he wasn't really here anymore. But on the other side, my heart was so proud, so happy, that on this terra firma that I had made, or rather my soul had made, that incredible choice of choosing him to be my father. This interest that I speak of spread far and wide. It was also about how, as his children, we looked up to him, and at the same time, after the age of 3, he was just our friend. It was a friendship. It was all about asking us for our opinions as though we were adults, how we participated in every little thing that he wanted to do, and how he celebrated his little achievements with us. My dad came from quite an interesting, erudite, intelligent, well-known family. But his father, my grandfather, wanted all of his children to start on their own. So I remember the interest with which he would tell me about his humble beginnings and about how certain habits needed to be a big part of you. And he said, remember always that people are your best asset, no matter what. Be interested in them, because that is the one thing that they will always remember. And that was really very true. How he made each of these people feel is something so remarkable. People remembered his laughter. They remembered the exotic places that he had taken them to, the travels he had done with them, the singing, the humor, the laughter. They always remembered an experience, a very sweet present that he had remembered to bring back home for somebody from one of his international travels. They remembered him for the interest he had in them. And I'm sure that all of you who knew him, and even the ones who didn't, through this will understand that one of the most important things that we as humans can do for each other is to be interested.